This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken. Summer's coming, so now's the time to find ways to beat the heat, and Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Live from the K-Ray Studios, it is time once again to light this candle. It's time for Wyoming Sports Talk Today, being brought to you by Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Great lineup of Kias for you to test drive right now, including the all-new Stinger, Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Chick-fil-A for breakfast, Chick-fil-A for lunch, Chick-fil-A for dinner. 6 days a week, Chick-fil-A. I think there's a common theme there. Chick-fil-A right at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, right across from Menards. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. You will find the great crew over on Highway 30. Again, the model clearance sale, and again, this is what you've always wait for is big savings right now on Jayco RVs and fifth wheels, like 30% off over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. Taco John's, your home for the six-pack and a pound. The loaded potato olays, Taco Tuesday, and a plethora of other goodies, and even breakfast over at Taco John's of Cheyenne. Platte Valley Bank, with the banking locations easy to find on the north side on Vanda High, the original location, on the east side at the corner of College and Pershing, Monday through Friday, and convenient ATMs all the time for you. Medicap Pharmacy. Same location as always. Gene, his great staff invites you to come on by, especially with your doctor's prescription. See Medicap Pharmacy today on Bluegrass Circle next to Texas Roadhouse. Lennox Auto Body ×2, the main repair center over on Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center, easy to be found on Pershing Boulevard. Key People of Cheyenne, Rachel, the key person for the Key People of Cheyenne. Give her a call. She'll come on by, do the estimate thing, 414-0074. Then her crew comes on by and cleans it so you don't have to. The Key People of Cheyenne. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, where Tim and the wonderful crew over there say, talk to us. We got some CD rates that you definitely want to listen to right now over at First Tier Bank. Mondello's Pizzeria directly across at 1507.
What was that?
I know, it's tough when you have a great lunch like I had today. Mondello's Pizzeria directly across at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. Delicious pizza pie 7 days a week. Matter of fact, the pizza pie is so good that the folks of the Food Network rank their pizza, talking about Joe's Pizza, top 10 in the nation, Mondello's Pizzeria. Wyoming Montana Safety Council, part of our broadcast, as is Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue. Talk to them about your air conditioning units and having them taking a look at it right now. Lincoln Way Liquor, grab a cool one on the way home, like Nick says. Wait till you get home to drink it as well. But matter of fact, grab a six-pack on the way home. 2825 East Lincoln Way. And, of course, you might want to listen to our scoreboard right now, because if we bring you a scoreboard, that means it's brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
It's like, what are you trying to say there?
I'm trying to ad-lib and have fun with all of this stuff.
Don't quit your day job. ECHL from last night with it being Game 6 of the Kelly Cup. Again, I caught your idiot bug, so again, go figure. Anyways, Game 6 in the ECHL. Just shut up. Just drink your little water and just get out of here. Anyways, Game 6 of the ECHL Kelly Cup Final with the Colorado Eagles getting the victory 4-2 against the Florida Everblades. So there will be a Game 7 in Florida. That will be coming up Saturday at 7 o'clock. So right now for both teams, it's win and you're champions. So again, Colorado Eagles looking to be back-to-back champions in the ECHL before they make the move up to the American Hockey League. NHL action for tonight. Washington Capitals are paying a trip to the Vegas Golden Knights, the Western Conference champion Vegas Golden Knights. That game will be in T-Mobile Arena at 6 o'clock tonight. You can see it on NBC. Washington Capitals do have a 3-1 series lead. Baseball action as well, too, from the ranks of the Cheyenne Post 6. They were underway earlier today, and they got a victory over the NoCo Roughnecks. They won 6-4, and right now are 21-6 on the season.
And what's going on with the Mustangs?
The Mustangs are leading 3-2 over the Slammers right now in the Cherry Creek Classic down in Denver. So, again, both teams are competing in that. And so far, one team has been victorious. Right now, it looks like Mustangs on the way. They are still about 3 innings away. Again, as of right now, they are leading 3-2.
And, again, today, tomorrow, and Saturday, it's pool play. And then hopefully they will be in that quarterfinal action coming up on late Saturday, which leads into Sunday, which will be the championship round. And maybe these two teams, like Nick said, will get together. Major League Baseball for today, some matinee performances. Right now they move to the bottom of the 7th inning at Wrigley Field. Cubs lead 4-3 over the Phillies. In 13 today, the Rockies lose to the Reds at Great American Ballpark, 7-3. Another blow-up by the bullpen late in the contest.
Are you surprised?
No, but I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be some movement there in that bullpen. Dodgers over the Bucks 8-7 at PNC. It was the Twins 7, White Sox 2. Cardinals have defeated the Marlins at Busch 4-1. Games on the slate for this evening. About the time we get out of here, it will be the Tigers and the Red Sox. Orioles and the Blue Jays. It will be the M's and the Rays. Astros at the Rangers. The Swingin' A's back in Oaktown tonight. They will play host to the Kansas City Royals. As Nick mentioned, also Game 5 on tap tonight. It will be hockey action with the Vegas Golden Knights playing host to the Washington.
Why are you taking my thunder? You have basketball. Get off of my territory.
I just wanted to remind people again that is also because
they know
my schedule.
I'm donning the Knights jersey right now. Again,
you might be donning it for the last time too. Your Western Division champion.
You don't even like hockey, so just get out of here.
I've been watching the series, so get out of my face as well too. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. A lot to talk about on our program today. Later on, I do believe at the 4 o'clock hour, we get to talk to Coach Neil Breen of the Cheyenne Stampede, right?
I'm surprised you even know who's on the show. Again, half the time you're
sleeping.
Yeah, go figure.
Because I'm tired.
Oh, don't give me that.
I work hard for a living.
Oh, you don't think I don't?
Don't go there. Just don't go there with me right now.
I'm just saying.
I may have to come around and smack you.
Bring it. You can't do anything. I see you got your little, arm.
I got a game
electrical.
Sunday. I'm getting ready to play.
I don't care.
Rockies today. Criminy sake. Again, all I've asked out of the Rockies, especially with those starters, get me into the 6th or 7th inning. John Gray threw a lot of pitches last night, but got them, into the 6th inning. Anderson today goes 7 full for the Rockies. Gives up 2 runs, 5 hits against Cincinnati. Again, Cincinnati not a good team. I think we'll both agree.
They haven't been a good team in quite some time.
And he leaves leading 3-2. They turn it
Rockies
over to the
also
bullpen.
to a team that does well on the road.
Well, they turned it over to the bullpen today. Mike Dunn, who has been nothing short of a disaster this season. His ERA proves it. He's got a 9 ERA. Comes in, does not record an out. Gives up 2 runs, 1 hit, walks 2. Wade Davis.
How is he not in the minors?
He won't be in the minors. He'll be given his unconditional release.
Will he, though? Again,
He should be. Wade Davis comes in, blows his 3rd save of the season in the 9th inning, and then they end up losing late in the contest, as they will lose in Cincinnati with Chris Russin garnering the loss in the 13th inning. He goes in inning 3rd, gives up 2 runs. Again, Russin not with great numbers either. He's got a 7.7 ERA. Shaw also came in. He actually threw well, believe it or not, for 2 innings. His ERA dropped to 6.89. What the hell's going on with this middle relief crew of the Rockies? Gosh!
Again, you act surprised. You act
suck.
as if this is something new for the Rockies. This is a continued trend from last season.
I told you, though, early in the season, I said it here.
You told me a lot of things, and
I said that days ago, that the young guns of the Rockies are doing their job now. They're doing
an okay job. It wouldn't get done anywhere else.
But they're getting into the 6th and 7th inning, what Bud Black wants them to do. There's no mad bums on this squad. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But, Tyler Anderson, Freeland, they have pitched well. And again, Anderson walks away. There's no reason why he shouldn't have the W by his name today. But, again, Mike Dunn, it's time. It's time that Bud Black maybe starts looking down in Albuquerque, because I'm telling you right now, the veterans suck. These are high-priced.
Again, is he pressured? Is he also too pressured, Bud Black, with the front office there? The Rockies going, hey, we spent a lot of money on this guy. Again, we don't want to send him down the minors. We don't want to release him. We went out and, hey, we opened the checkbook. We don't do this normally. And, again, the most, at least expensive bullpen in all of MLB, and it's turned into nada.
And we gripe and moan about Coors Field. These guys suck just as bad on the road. That's what's.
I'm just saying, you put these pitchers on any other team, they're not getting done. Well, they're not looking at studs. They're only studs because, again, they are with the Colorado Rockies, where, again, you kind of compare. You compare to bleh. But, again, with the Rockies, is it going to be a team that's going to be aggressive? Are they going to be sellers? Are there going to be buyers? Again, they spent a lot of money. They were aggressive in the offseason. Hey, we addressed our issues, our needs. They haven't panned out. Are the Rockies going to go, well, now we need to do a full reset. That bullpen that we just bought up isn't doing anything. Hey, let's just hit the hard reset button. I don't see it out of the Rockies. I think this is a team.
They're going to have to put something together, Nick. I'm telling you
it's a team that is showing that they are mortal. They are the Rockies. It kind of shows that last year was almost a fluke. And, again, with the NL West, as it's kind of competitive right now, again, you see the Giants, the Dodgers are now trending upwards. Hey, Rockies, we're still here. Hey, Diamondbacks, we are here as well, too. And again, right now, with these teams getting healthy around, where Rockies pretty much already full healthy, it's just pretty much it's a team that shoots themselves in the foot day in and night out. It is a situation where now these teams are here. We're gunning. We're making moves. We're going trending upwards in the standings. And Rockies have fun at the back of the line right now.
Well, the Rocks had an opportunity to grab first place again in the West if they would have won today. They're not. They're half game behind Arizona, idle Arizona. So the Rockies,
you're welcome as well too. Again, as a Giants, at least Giants getting the victory.
They came back after we got off the air. I was shocked as hell. Anyway, the Dodgers, Giants, both at the Mendoza line, 31-31. They're a game and a half back. San Diego, 4.5 back at 29-35. So. I'm not going to dismiss them right now.
I'm just saying. You look at compared to every team in the NL West right now, and you can even include the Padres. Padres haven't even dealt with a whole lot of injury issues. Again, they're just a young team and kind of in rebuild mode, but what they're doing, at least being competitive within it, it's pretty surprising at this point. I figured they'd be a team that's kind of just rolled over and said, 2019, we'll look forward to that, but, credit to them. But right now with the Rockies, it's an interesting situation where you've been healthy overall. You've addressed your needs in the offseason. You have probably one of the most, at least on paper, potentially one of the most potent offenses in all of MLB, and yet you're sitting at 500?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It's interesting, too.
You have one of the worst home records where Coors is known to be the Rockies.
Rocky-friendly. Yeah. It's interesting, too, with these relievers of this era.
If I'm a Rockies fan, I'll wrap up my thought on this. It's not something to be worried about at this point of going, oh, no, run for the hills. It's a situation, though, you kind of take a close eye and look and kind of go, how are we here? How are we at 500 at this point with this team? What we did last season. It's almost inexcusable at this point.
Well, again, it's right now. You can't blame it on the young guns. The young guns are doing their job, and they're.
I'm just saying, on that team, they're doing it anywhere else.
I know, but
they're not.
The starters are doing what they're supposed to do. They're eating innings. If they were working for Bochy right now, Bochy would be happy because that's what you want. You want those guys leading into your specials. Here's what's happening in this era. What I'm seeing right now.
I'm just saying, these guys, this pitching staff, these starters They can't go that 9 inning. They can't go that complete game route. I don't see that.
I think they are capable.
I really don't.
Again, everybody's on a pitch count, so leave it at that. But the thing in this era that I see right now are these specialists, and they are wild as all get out. Matter of fact, Davis uncorked a wild pitch in the bottom of the 9th inning, allowing the tying run to score. I see that a lot now, especially with these guys that toss the ball 100 miles an hour, or a lot of these guys that are throwing a lot.
That's
of
just a control issue. Clearly, again, I've seen a Aroldis Chapman who can throw high heat and still have good capabilities. He's not the greatest of closers, but again, he has consistency. He is at one point in time one of the feared closers of all of MLB. Again, there are high heaters where they had that control down. So it's just kind of a select few. It's not of a trend so far in MLB. Again, we've seen specialists who have been fantastic. Again, when things were going right, you look at a Sergio Romo. He wasn't throwing the high heat, but again, what was his main thing? The slider was probably one of the nastiest.
But if you even go to Wilson, let's look at him. Very rarely did you see him uncork a wild pitch.
Yeah.
The guy was always around the plate. Again, a lot of these specialists right now don't have the control.
Again, I wouldn't say a lot of them. Again, a select few. Again, I would probably toss in a Melanson who is kind of in that situation. Hunter Strickland, at least of the Giants. But again,
he just pipes it down the middle.
I'm not saying Kenley Jansen's one of those. You can't group him in. Again, there are great closers around the league. It's just a select few. And again, coming out of at least Colorado, at least right now, again, nothing surprising.
It's just disappointing.
I don't know why you're complaining. I don't know why you're surprised. This is something that has plagued the Rockies since last season, has carried over to now. Again, it might be a little disappointing because, hey, they tried to address the needs, and so far it's blowing up in their face.
I agree. You're not going to get an argument out of me. And again,
but again,
if this team's on the outside looking in, come September, I can tell you right now, we're going to blame it on 7th and 8th inning relievers.
Yeah, again, if they are at that situation and outside looking in, they're in a world of hurt compared to other teams. And you just wonder if this puts a sour taste in at least ownership there, Colorado, going, we just spent a whole bunch of money on, again, hey, fans, we met our
garbage.
Yeah, again, we addressed the needs. We addressed what you guys wanted out of us, and it hasn't worked out. I don't think we're going to unload that type of money again because it didn't work for us. You just wonder if, and again, this is all speculation. Here it is, June 7th, and we still have plenty of baseball to go, but you just wonder if it kind of continues in that trend that eventually ownership just goes, sorry, folks, sorry, fans, sorry, Rockies, we're not spending that kind of money again. It didn't work. We're gonna play a little conservative. We're gonna try and build up our farm system and hope for the best.
Well, you have to feel, and we'll get to the break here in a minute. You have to feel a little bit for Jeff Bradich because he is somewhat listening to the fans or looking at those type of bargains out there. And offensively, I think he's got the pieces in place. Matter of fact, I think he's got too much offense where he's going to have to unload. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Cargo should be one that's gone.
Well, you've got some young guys, too, that are up-and-comers.
Story should probably go
I think he will probably be kept on the roster. But a guy like Desmond, I mean, they may uncork his salary.
It's just going to be interesting to see what the Rockies do. Do they go to what they've been known for of being that selling team, or do they go hard reset, bullpen, done?
It might be a 50-50 here. It might be that. Coming up at the All-Star break.
Again, they're still within it.
Yeah, they're going to be within contention. But the thing is with the Rockies right now, again, you look at what Bridich has done. I've been anti-Jeff Bridich with the Rockies because I think he's made some really dumb moves. But here's the deal. He's got the offense in place, and now he's spent a lot of money on pitching, like you said. And it's not one game that I'm whining about. This is a consistent trend.
Yeah, again, it's a trend where going forward in the season, it's just going to end in miserable failure where the Rockies are going to be on the outside looking in of going, hey, other Western teams that have figured it out, Giants, Dodgers, Arizona, whoever, maybe Padres, hey, you guys have fun in the playoffs. Well, I guess we'll try and figure out what to do.
Yeah, and again,
one of the most potent you compare to all the rest of the NL West, again, you have the respect of that offense that the Rockies do always put up there, but
yeah, I wouldn't want to face their order.
Still isn't doing anything for them, clearly.
But they're putting runs up on the board now. I mean, that's
but also to their bullpens allowing just equivalent. Again, I'd love to see if there's a stat like that of, hey, you're scoring this many runs, but also too your pitching is kind of negating that. Where again, here we are, bottom of the ninth, and look at that, they've tied us.
Yeah,
Go figure.
We're fighting for our lives. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. NBA Game 3 in the books. I have a couple of thoughts on last night's game. We're back after these words.
Are you thinking about purchasing a home? Then Platte Valley Bank can help. With Platte Valley Bank, you can count on local decisions and expect to work with an experienced staff to design a loan to fit your needs. Just log on to pvbank.com and fill out our online application. We have money to lend. And at Platte Valley Bank, we are in the business of fulfilling dreams, enriching lives, and building our community one loan at a time.
All loans subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
John Mason here for Lincoln Way Liquor. I want to thank Cheyenne for helping us grow during our first year of business. We have over 5,000 new customers in our database in just 13 months. Our customers love our low prices, free ice, 2% credit for future purchases, and some really friendly service. And we always have 16 weekly specials on beer, wine, and liquor. We ask you to compare Lincoln Way Liquor, 2825 East Lincoln Way. We're not the largest, but we might just be the best.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Okay, good day in the weight room, boys. Remember, we lift weights for strength. For cardio, we lift weights faster. Wachowski, quit looking at your stomach, son. What you're looking for ain't there. If you want a six-pack, the easiest way to get one is at Taco John's.
Stop in for a six-pack and a pound at Taco John's. Get 6 crispy beef tacos and a pound of potato olays, all for $10.99.
Let's Olay the Day and go get one right now. Last one there has to pick up Mrs. Coach from jiu-jitsu class.
Olay the Day at Taco John's.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 85. And for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 50. On Friday, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 50.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing! And it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Larry Peroetti, Sonny Boy across the way there, Nick Peroetti, who is now
Don't even refer to me of that.
Oh, you're not my son?
Not Sonny Boy.
Oh, okay. Well, once in a
What
while.
is this, Scotland?
I like to try to change things up once in a while. I don't want to be mundane.
I didn't realize you were Mike Myers of that role in Austin Powers, the Scottish big boy.
Okay. Anyway.
I'm just saying.
Let's move on.
Just don't refer to me as that. Anyways, update.
We could refer you to what you're commonly known around here as.
What, Savior?
Moron. Anyway, let's go. Baseball.
More like you.
Baseball
action down. Jerry Creek Classic right now with the Cheyenne Mustangs. Score is tied, however, in the top of the fifth. 3-3 as the Slammers did get one in the bottom of the fourth. Right now it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs. And A.J. Folds, as you referred to of him in the studio yesterday, unfortunately that was his pops who was in. But A.J. Folds right now at the plate, so trying to maybe get the lead back for the Cheyenne Mustangs.
Oh, one can only hope that the Mustangs will come away. Good news, though, the Sixers came away with the win, so they improved their record to 21-6. So we are halfway home.
Again, it's tied, so it's just nothing to worry about right now.
Yeah, and the Mustangs are at the plate. All right, so let's go back to last night's game. Splash Brothers.
Last night's game, it was what we expected. Hey.
No, it wasn't. You know what? I saw some things in there last night. First off,
how do you not expect, again, Warriors come in, again, as you kind of poo-pooed it, is the Cavs are done. Even with it being 2-0 yesterday, heading back to the land, sorry, the Warriors just put up way too much. Well, when you have Clay, when you have Steph having an off night.
7 of 27 they were from the field last night.
But here comes KD to rebound and pick up that slack. Sorry. And also, too, you did get Iguodala back, so there was your defensive presence back out.
22 minutes worth last night. But what I saw last night, and again,
I saw is what I've been seeing for the past 2 games.
You're almost the negative on me on this, but
what
I saw last night, I saw the edict come down from Adam Silver, protect LeBron James at all costs.
That's always how it's been.
Criminy. It was 5 against 8 there. Those 3 officials last night, and again, I'm going to tell you, I'm for the Warriors.
Again, he's the face of the NBA.
I understand that, but I'm telling you, those 3 knuckleheads for the NBA were just horrible last night. And again, protecting LeBron James, now I've had enough of this. Adam Silver, if you're so damn worried about LeBron bolting out of Cleveland and making the East even worse than it is now, well, you know what, pal? Guess what? They're not going to beat the Warriors. I don't know what more you're going to do. Are you going to purposely try to suspend Draymond Green? You're going to try to get him his 6th and 7th technicals coming up here in Game 4? I mean, I don't know. But the officiating just sucked last night. There was that charge that LeBron had, and then he basically talked the referees out of it and said, no, I was being held by Steph. Come on. I'm telling you, Adam Silver is – I'm sorry. Adam Silver does not even tuck LeBron James into bed every night. I mean, he's got this guy under lock and key. He does not want anything bad to happen to LeBron James, and if they can somehow, some way get the Cavaliers to win the next 4 games, he'll help it out.
This is your opinion on everything. I'm just saying
he's been a joke.
I'm just to clarify, not alluding that refs are being paid or
I didn't say that.
Anything.
This was a terrible crew out there last night.
There is a clear understanding that LeBron does bring all eyes and attention to him on the court wherever he is at. So again, he is the face of the NBA. He is the face of the Cavaliers.
And
he's
I
the face
will never
of the Eastern
undersell
Conference.
that he's not a great basketball player.
I
won't ever say that.
He absolutely is, but. There has been, it seems like the past 3 games, whether you are just impartial to whoever, whether it is Cavs or Warriors or fans of both, or, of those teams, officiating so far has been at question, it seems like, in every single game of whether it is, the technical that Draymond does pick up, or, again, the charge that turned into be, at least in Game 1. It's been a whole situation throughout this whole NBA Finals at this point where refs have had questionable calls in every single game. It's almost like they're trying to keep on par of, hey, let's, we've had it in 1, we had it in 2, let's keep it up in 3, and maybe in Game 4. I think Van Gundy put up and I think it was in game 1, he put up a good opinion of the NBA kind of gives you that 2 minutes of, at least last 2 minutes of a game, that official stats or at least how refs call the game, or just kind of a grading. And he goes, why not just give it to us for the full game? Why not just give us a grade of how they did the entire game instead of just this past 2 minutes? How about for the entirety of the game? I think that'd be fair. Of what is, these refs who are calling these games, what does the NBA front office think of this? Are they doing a very good job? Is this a situation where that charge that was called, that at least at first wasn't called on LeBron, should have just stayed like that? Or if it was actually a charge, it's a situation where I agree with Van Gundy. I think he's very knowledgeable. I think he had a great opinion of, hey, NBA, I think we need a full report of, hey, are these refs calling a fair game, a good game? Are these calls what they're giving out on the court right now what you agree with back there in New York?
I'm telling you right now, this edict from Adam Silver is just ridiculous. He, again, like I said, he's done everything but tuck LeBron James in bed. We've seen LeBron James.
I think with Adam Silver, again, in my opinion, is he's trying to elevate the NBA in a way to get on to the NFL. No, it's nothing that I'm kissing his butt or anything, but it is a situation where, hey, let's get into the mainstream with, hey, we got LeBron. He is a figurehead. Let's elevate. Let's make new, let's get on the social media sides or bring it to YouTube TV for the NBA Finals. It's a situation where you can't afford to have a figurehead like that not be in your main event.
Let me ask you this: if Cleveland were on the other side of the ledger right now, thank goodness they're not. They're leading 3-0.
Yeah,
and they got Game 4 in the land. Okay, and they win for argument's sake. Do you think LeBron is going to probably stick around with the Cleveland Cavaliers? He's playing his option year right now. Okay. But don't you think he's going to stick around because Cleveland made all these deals? They brought all these cats in to help him around. And I will give LeBron James a lot of dues last night. He did pass the ball around. A lot of guys had touches.
He does.
But I'm just saying, though, but if it was on the other side of the coin right now, don't you think that it would probably make things a lot easier for LeBron to stick around in Cleveland next year? Because
not necessarily. I think it would be more favorable, but again, if he wins another one in Cleveland, what says that he doesn't go, hey, I want to test my limits in the West? Or who really knows? Again, can't really be that soothsayer. I think it helps a bit of going, wow, we just took care of, who knows what's really thinking in the mind of LeBron. It really depends on, I feel like if he does move over again, not saying this series is wrapped up, which I think it will, but anyways, with everything, it'll be interesting to see what he does make in the offseason. Where is it a telling sign that he moves over to the West, moves to a Lakers team and go, yeah, I want to be a part of this West where it is competitive. And who cares about the East? The East has been a cruise mode, as it's always been for, again, the Cavaliers. We've been saying, hey, they can afford all these losses, be the 4 seed. They're still in the NBA Finals at this point. It'll be a telltale of, does he remain with Cleveland? Does he go to Philadelphia? Does he head over to the Lakers or wherever in the West? And
let's just say, for argument's sake, he's going to go to the West, okay? Silver doesn't
that tells me that he wants a challenge. Though.
I know, but Silver doesn't want that to happen because that makes the East the least. The East is going to be weak.
The East is already weak.
But it gets weaker.
Again, when we hand over the Cavs to say, hey, you're winning the East, you can cruise, it doesn't matter what seed it is, just get in the NBA Finals, we already know where you're at. And again, we've been saying that for the beginning of the season, going into the playoffs, and here we are. With the West, it's been, are the Warriors going to make it? Is it Houston's year? Could OKC or someone else sneak up on this team and make it in? Again, there are big questions, but the East is, for however long, it seems like, again, whatever LeBron-led team, whether it is Miami or Cleveland, has been handed to them, get out of the way of the rest of the East Conference, and good luck next year.
Well, and here's the deal.
And again, it seems like we are seeing that mass exodus with players from the Eastern Conference of big names other than Kyrie, but again, a lot of those big names heading on over to the West. You saw it with, again, the signing of OKC, of picking up PG-13, also too picking up Carmelo Anthony, as much as he's cancer. But again,
and they
you are already seeing that mass exodus of Eastern Conference players moving over.
Here's what's going to happen. It's already been announced, and I think he announced it last night. KD said, I'm re-signing with the Warriors. He's already announced that. They're going to restructure his deal.
There was no surprise.
So, again, with this team.
Kind of the same thing with Clay. Clay, I don't think anytime soon is
it don't
leaving.
matter. He's in play for next year anyway. So, again, the Warriors pretty much are going to be the same team as this year. Give Houston their due. Houston they're good. I will not take that away. They are one player away from being in the championship, and that being Chris Paul being on the injury list. So again, this could also be Houston's year to win the NBA championship. So the West is still going to be the best next year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
And whether LeBron James bolts Cleveland, which I think he's going to bolt Cleveland now, simply for the fact that there's no reason to stay. Unless they're going to offer him team ownership.
Without knowing exactly what he's going to do, it's going to be a real telltale sign of what he actually does. Does he man up and say, hey, I'm going to continue with Cleveland? Hey, sorry, Cleveland fans, of what I did earlier to move down to Miami to get championships. No, I'm going to fight with it. We're going to go and see if we can get it done again here with the Cavaliers. Again, in my opinion, for LeBron, that'd probably be your best move. Don't run and hide, as people kind of make fun and give grief to KD for his move, jumping ship from OKC to Golden State. Hey, LeBron, man up and just stick with it. Stick it out.
He's not going to do that. And again, too, I guarantee
I don't either.
I guarantee you Tyronn Lue will not be on the bench next year.
Compared to the decision of deciding to go to Miami, this is probably his biggest decision coming up this offseason of, does he stick it out? Does he remain in the East? Does he go to Philadelphia? Does he go to L.A.? Or does someone else, some mystery team pick him up? Again, it's going to be – the Miami decision is not as big as this one coming.
Well, here's the deal.
This could be his defining career moment.
Here is the decision that's going to happen after tomorrow night's game. If the Warriors win, Tyronn Lue's gone. He's out. Oh yeah. He will be out because
again that team doesn't really need a head coach.
I know, but Cleveland right away is going to show LeBron James, hey, here's where we think the problem really was in our run. No, I'm serious because
they did it with Blatt.
They've already butted heads. Heads.
I'm not saying it won't happen because again they already did it with Blatt and look what happened again. Where they go, hey, Lou got you your championship, so he's the one.
No, David Silver got them the championship by suspending Green in Game 5. Let's not rehash that again. So again, this really should be Golden State's fourth consecutive ring.
No, I get that.
So if the Warriors win tomorrow night, which you and me, I'm
not going to say anything, but
as fans,
sorry, no team in NBA history has ever come back from down 0-3.
No, and I don't expect it. And again, Game 5 goes back to Oracle.
Again, you've put up already big numbers. You put up all your effort, Cavaliers, to no avail. This Warriors team, as we've been saying, is just that good. There's nothing stopping this freight train. And Houston was your best bet of upsetting this team. And even when they put up their best effort, they still couldn't get it done. Again, that's why I've been referring to, and everyone else, it seems like, have kind of jumped on the bandwagon of saying that Western Conference Finals was your NBA Finals, technically, where those were your best two teams.
Well,
maybe this is something where Adam Silver, as people are kind of whining and complaining, where they want just
I'm not whining.
1 through 16.
I'm seeing.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying people are calling out for that 1 through 16 seeding, where it's no longer East-West. It's just top 16 seeds. You would have your Nuggets in there, where again they have the best record compared to the rest of the East. It's no longer East versus West. We just take the best 16 teams and just have at it. You wonder if Adam Silver, after this finals, if it does go to what I think it's going to be, you wonder if that kind of gets brought to the table now of maybe we should entertain it, especially if LeBron makes his move to the West.
Oh, I'm sure he'll do anything to get
this
LeBron
might again
to the playoffs.
This upcoming decision by LeBron might shake up a lot of things in the NBA. There might be a lot of big news, big movement coming up.
All right. The final score in last night's game, by the way, 110-102. KD, 43 points.
I think
in the win.
Warriors, 13-0 when they score 110 points in the playoffs?
As long as they win. That's all that matters. LeBron, 47 minutes on the floor last night, 33 points in the losing effort. Larry Nance, former Wyoming Cowboy, and again, he had the unenviable task of watching KD a few times.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, that was, but Larry Nance, 13 minutes. He had 4 points in the loss last night. It looks like he had about 3 rebounds.
I mean, they put everyone in front of KD again, whether it's Kevin Love, Kyle Korver, LeBron, even some a bit. But KD is, again, he's up there with LeBron of just get out of their way.
Well,
again, KD's not going to strong arm you like LeBron, where LeBron just let him drive. That's why every time I see him driving, just get out of his way. He's going to make it. Just don't give him the and one opportunity. Just let him go, and just let the rest of the Cavaliers team just beat you up.
Well, if
they can.
Again, if you tell me that the Splash Brothers go 7 for 27 or 3 of 15 from beyond the arc, and the Warriors win, I would laugh at you. But
no, I really don't. Again, it's a similar situation you're seeing with the Cavaliers, where hey, KD can put up those numbers. He can pick up that slack. Same as LeBron. If you told me that, where, again, we've seen games like that where Clay has gone quiet. We've seen where Steph has gone quiet, and they still come away with the victory. If you tell me that before that game of what that result was, I'd say, yeah, I can 100% believe it. We've seen it before. This team has that extra dynamic that the Cavs are just missing, where whether those pieces are lacking, that one major piece, whether it is KD or whoever, can take care of it.
Well, again, I still have my opinion on Silver, and I'm not going to change my opinion because I've seen this now in 2 out of the 4 championship runs.
Again, I think Adam Silver is more so of brand and just image of the NBA more than he does care about letting teams win.
Player?
Yeah,
I doubt you.
I'm just saying. I think it's more so of we got to keep our image pristine. We got to build our image. Let's protect LeBron.
And that crew that was on the floor last night, the official theme song for them when they walked on the floor should have been 3 Blind Mice. Absolutely. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back, and we got more. And matter of fact, can you give me an update on the Mustangs? What do we got going on with the Mustangs?
They're leading 6-4 right now. One run just got across the plate with the Slammers. Let's see, it's the bottom of the 5th with 1 out. So Mustangs still leading 6-4. It looks like runner on second. So, yeah.
We appreciate you keeping us updated on that score. We'll be back with more right here on 1480 K-Ray.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-thru window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-thru window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712. Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast. Only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480. K-Ray.
As we are back on Wyoming Sports Talk Today, before we get into the National Football League, Nick, I'm going to throw it back over to you here when you're rock and rolling, ready to roll. Tell everybody what we are doing with our social media stuff. And again,
we're doing a lot.
And I will say on my side here, even though he's going to give me grief, I appreciate all that he's done. Matter of fact, we were just talking with one of our other fantastic engineers earlier today as we gear up. We are going to ramp things up here pretty quick. But you got it all up and running here.
Yeah, I gave you a quick whiff in the behind and whatnot, and we're again. We're evolving this as, again, I'm referring to us as, again, Cheyenne's multimedia mecca here, again, as we are live right now, not just on one site, but on two right now, as we're streaming on both Periscope and also to YouTube live right now. So we'll start with on the Twitter side, where, again, that Periscope feed does go over to my Twitter page, where you can find me at Nick Wyo Sports, NickWyoSports. Also, too, the show is on Facebook, the only site we do not video live stream to, but maybe one... We might look into it eventually. But anyways, the show is on Facebook. You find it by simply searching Wyoming Sports Talk today, or it's facebook.com/Wyo Sports Talk, WYO Sports Talk. Also, too, the show is also, too, on YouTube live right now. Again, it is under the 1480 K-Ray channel, where, again, it is just simply searching 1480 KRAE, and you'll find that channel as it does have the K-Ray logo in the channel icon. So look forward to that. If you can't find either of those for whatever reason, you go over to 1480KRAE.com. You go under the programming guide, go to Wyoming Sports Talk today, click on that page, and at the top of that page, no longer those bright yellow buttons. Instead, it's all color-coded to Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so there are no reason why you cannot find us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube to watch, to comment, to, again, interact with us, where I'm giving you updates regarding guests, giveaways, contests, news passed along, anything and everything, where, again, also, too, I do have chat pulled up for both of those video live streams, where we do encourage and at least ask for comments, suggestions, and questions from the viewers around the world.
We go to the National Football League, and I've always
for whatever reason.
No, I've always been.
The big news is out of, at least with a former 49er.
That's right. And I've always said he does not belong in the Hall.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
Are you kidding me?
No, not
he does.
Not with his numbers.
He was probably, again, he's in that early 2000s, late 90s, he's probably one of the best, around with Randy Moss, best wide receivers. He is. He's one of the most talented wide receivers.
He's too much of a fruitcake and a clown.
Who cares?
Well, anyway, Terrell Owens has made it known. If you did not hear this today, Terrell Owens says he will not be a part of the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. And you know what? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? And go.
Nobody cares. He doesn't give a real explanation why.
Yeah, he does. His explanation was he wanted to go celebrate it on his own terms. He wanted to go celebrate it amongst his family, his friends. Again, a special moment for him. Again, as it kind of sneaks into his ego.
He breaks tradition, doesn't he?
So, go right ahead. Is there anywhere where you need to be there? Again, it is. I get respectful and everything, but
wow,
do you?
Are you just as big a clown as Owens is?
No, I'm just saying. Who cares? Who cares if he's there?
Jeez.
That's his decision. Go right ahead.
So, from the Hall of Fame president, David Baker, he said in this statement, "We are disappointed, but will respect Terrell's decision not to participate in the enshrinement. While unprecedented, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the nearly 5,000
unprecedented. It's not an illegal thing.
And
it's
the entire community are committed to celebrating the excellence of the class of 2018. That will kick off the NFL's 99th season." Baker said the Pro Football Hall of Fame would have no further comment on Owens' decisions.
So what? Again, you do you, T.O. Again, he's been that controversial figure throughout his entire career. He's done what he's wanted. Again, he is a bit of an egotistical person, but...
A bit of an egotistical person?
Go right ahead.
He's a clown. He is nothing more than a buffoon.
I guess in your eyes, but there are others that would disagree with you. Again, where he went out there, those antics were to entertain the crowd. Again, whether it is spiking the star when he was a part of the 49, or I do believe when he was with the Eagles on that one, I can't remember, but or
against Dallas.
Either way, though, again, those antics, whether it is picking up the cell phone, grabbing the popcorn, doing whatever, signing the Sharpie.
He's a clown.
Again, it's nothing wrong with
and he opened the door for other dumb arses as well. So good for him.
I get that you're old and you don't like anything different. Again, those end zones.
I liked Billy White Shoes Johnson when he did his dance in the end zone.
There's nothing wrong with it.
I had no problems with the
have a little flash.
Lions, David Hill doing his.
Kind of like what Ocho Cinco
I had no problems with the Icky Shuffle. Terrell Owens is a clown. He's a buffoon. And Ezekiel Elliott's the same way. But here's the deal. Here's your thing on Terrell Owens. A third-round draft selection of the 49ers in 96. Owens ranks 8th all-time in receptions, 1,078. Second in receiving
Top
yards.
10. So there's top 10.
15,934. And third in receiving touchdowns, 153.
Third.
He played.
Third behind who? Behind who? There's another 49er on that list.
Rice.
There you go.
He played for the Niners,
the
Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals in a career that spanned 15 years. Basically what it tells me is he did not play well with others.
If you want, can you also bring up other where, again, let's see, Randy Moss, where he spent most of his time with the Vikings, but also moved on to, let's see, Patriots, Raiders. Would you say that as well, too? Again, I think he played with other teams. Did Randy Moss not play well?
He spent the bulk of his career, though.
So did T.O. Again, he spent most of his year. That's why I was kind of surprised he didn't go as a 49er. He just said, I don't want to be associated with any team. Again, what is T.O. known for? As a 49er.
He's known as a clown.
And maybe to you.
Owens was selected for enshrinement in the class of 2018, along with Ray Lewis. I still have problems with that. Randy Moss, Brian Urlacher, and Brian Dawkins. They'll be joined by Bobby Beathard as a contributor, and Seniors Committee nominees Jerry Kramer and Robert Brazil.
Jerry Kramer, former Idaho Vandal.
And, again, former great on the Green Bay Packers. What name that is not in there that bothers me really, really bad, and unfortunately he will never, ever know that will happen to him if it does happen before he passes on, one Pat Bowlen. Oh, you can't tell me that he – and I was so ticked off last year that Jerry Jones got the nod before Pat Bowlen.
Don't ask me. Again, I'm not on that committee.
I mean, I'm glad that they enshrined the Niners executive.
Oh, Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie DiBartolo. But
I would assume so.
Even though he's kind of kicked out of the league for his gambling antics. But the thing is, what Pat Bowlen has done in his time in Denver, and again, being part of the executive committees and everything else, and all he's produced as winners, and this man...
You're talking to the wrong person on this one. And again, I'm not the one voting, so go ahead.
Yeah, but the National Football League, again, you enshrine a clown like T.O.
Again, I don't see what's clown about it when you're top 10, you're third behind, again, one of the greatest of all time wide receivers.
Has he any Super Bowl rings? No.
Okay, so again, compared to the NBA where you're defined by a championship, again, what about a Bo Jackson? Did he ever have a championship? No, but again, he also too had a shortened career. But again, one of the probably synonymous and one of the greatest football players, at least from what I've seen.
But
again,
could have been a great football player.
Yeah, he could have. But again, in a short stint, he was pretty phenomenal. Again, you're not defined.
Terrell Davis could have been a great football player, and he's now enshrined. I don't know. I like I said, I just don't.
Again, when those stats are saying, hey, you're right behind, you're third behind one of the most phenomenal wide receivers that the game will ever see. Again, no one's going to touch. Those records will probably be broken at least, but again,
all records are made to be broken, right?
But again, top 10, top third in receiving touchdowns. Overall, again, he was a great wide receiver. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing average about him. Sure, he didn't win championships because again, he played with 49er teams where they were.
Steve Young was your.
I mean, they were making to the playoffs, but it wasn't anything phenomenal. Or even in the Jeff Garcia years, it was they were good enough to make it to the playoffs, but that was about it. Again, you needed a little bit more than what T.O. could have offered, but again, he was offering up. He was certainly worth the bang for his buck, at least contributing to those 49er teams, which didn't have much other than him on the offensive side. It was him and Garrison Hurst half the time.
Okay.
Again, you're complaining about it, but you got the numbers there in front of you.
Yeah.
As we talk about numbers, a guy who complains about numbers, he's got the numbers.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're complaining about.
You look at what he brought to the game.
Who cares?
He brought absolutely nothing to the game. It was all about T.O. He
brought eyes to the game because again,
he was like the Marsha Brady of the National Football League. Marsha. It's all about him.
So
he was not a team player. He didn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn about the team.
What about Chad Ochocinco? Chad Johnson.
And I don't think he deserves to be in the Hall.
I think he will be.
Maybe so.
I think he absolutely is a Hall of Famer.
There's guys that have paid their dues on the offensive lines of all of these teams that probably won't even be able to walk, and they don't get Hall of Fame mentions. But yet they were part of Super Bowl winners, part of championship teams. And again, you put in clowns, you put in buffoons. Good. Hey, Terrell Owens, you're not going to show up for the Hall of Fame ceremony? I'm glad. I never liked you anyway. So
I don't think he really cares.
I don't care either.
He's like, who are you?
Me? Well, at least I can go and look at myself in the mirror every morning. It's ugly, but I at least can look at myself in the mirror every morning and say, hey, I try to do an honest day's work.
Is that why there's a crack in that mirror?
Yeah.
Barapa. Oh.
You know,
I took that shot. Yeah.
Well, that's fine. And again, like you said, you said earlier, don't quit your day job.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
move on.
Again,
this
is the only place you can go sleep.
We got our guest in here.
We got the top of the hour to get to.
He wants to talk hockey. So let's get into our next hour. We will be right back after these words on 1480 K-Ray.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
As Cheyenne's weather turns warmer, dust and pollen can become a problem for those with allergies, asthma, or respiratory issues. And the last thing you want in the summer heat is poor air quality in your home or office. So it's time to turn to Marv's Plumbing and Heating. That's right, Cheyenne's most trusted plumbing, sewer, and heating business also services air conditioning. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, can handle all your air conditioning needs. Give them a call, 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe, live safe.
Your locally owned and operated radio stations, KYOI-FM and 1480 K-Ray AM, are just that, local. Serving Cheyenne and Laramie County, where your advertising dollar stays local too. It doesn't end up in Colorado, Oklahoma, New Hampshire, or even New York. We conduct business here, we shop here, and we live here. And we support our entire community 24/7, 365. Just because it has a window dressing doesn't mean it isn't a facade. A reminder from KYOI and 1480 K-Ray.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And we are into hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Today, being brought to you by Lincoln Way Liquor at 2825 East Lincoln Way. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue. The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue. Suite D in the Greenway Commons. 7 days a week, delicious pizza, stromboli, calzones, and the most delicious paisan sandwiches on fresh baked bread. Always freshly made at Mondello's Pizzeria. First Tier Bank right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. The key people of Cheyenne. Rachel, the key person to get a hold of, 414-0074. They'll come on by, clean it so you don't have to. Lennox Auto Body, the main repair center over on Dunn Avenue. The Auto Glass and Detail Center right on Pershing Boulevard where they've always been. Medicap Pharmacy on Bluegrass Circle. Yes, you will never miss them. They're right next door to Texas Roadhouse. Platte Valley Bank open Monday through Friday, 2 locations to do all your banking thing. You will find Rick and the great crew over on Banda High. You will find the great crew at Platte Valley Bank ×2 over on the east side of the corner of College and Pershing, Kia of Cheyenne. It's a great day to kick some tires, take a test drive, take a Kia home, including the all-new Stinger. Yeah, pony up to the bar on that one.
Key of Cheyenne over on Nationway. Chick-fil-A, delicious chicken sandwiches, of course, waffle fries, but how about chicken biscuits for breakfast? Yes, Chick-fil-A offering breakfast 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 2 convenient drive-thrus, so you can do breakfast, lunch, and dinner always at Chick-fil-A, corner of Windmill and Del Range, right across from Menards. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. Find the great crew over on Highway 30. Taco John's, home of the loaded potato olays, along with their delicious six-pack and a pound, and Taco Tuesdays, Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get things underway here in hour number 2 like we did in hour number 1 with our scoreboard, which is being brought to you by my good friend Will and the great crew at Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hockey action from last night with the Kelly Cup final game 6 down at Budweiser Event Center. Colorado Eagles got the 4-2 victory against the Florida Everblades, so there will be a Game 7 to determine it all if the Colorado Eagles will be defending and continuing on at least back-to-back champions, or the Florida Everblades will garner their second Kelly Cup, at least coming up this Saturday at 7 o'clock in Florida. NHL action for tonight. Washington Capitals taking a trip out to the Western Conference champion Vegas Golden Knights at T-Mobile Arena. Game will get underway at 6 o'clock tonight on NBC. Baseball action as well, too, from earlier today. We'll start with the post-6 Sixers. They were down at the Cherry Creek Classic, taking on the NoCo Roughnecks. They got a 6-4 victory today, and they are 21-6-0. And currently right now with the Cheyenne Mustangs, as they are taking on the Slammers down in the Creek Classic, they are leading right now 9-4. That is going into the bottom of the 6th right now. So it's looking like the Mustangs will be victorious today as well.
And correct me, they're 24-1 entering today's contest, right?
Yeah, that is right.
All right, Major League Baseball, the Rockies not 24-1 entering today's contest, and their bullpen again
pathetic.
Found a way to blow another one. Rockies losing the bottom of the 13th inning to the Reds at Great American Ballpark on Getaway Day, 7-5.
Are the Reds like the worst team in baseball?
You got that right there now, 22-41 with that win over the Rocks today. Dodgers topped the Pirates as it was Los Angeles over the Bucks 8-7 at PNC. Twins win as they dumped the White Sox at Target Field. Cardinals 4, Marlins 1. Also another final from Wrigley. Cubs win. They win 4-3 over the Philadelphia Phillies. Games getting underway when we call it a day here. It will be the Motor City Kitties of Detroit. They will face off with the Red Sox at Fenway. Orioles and the Blue Jays in the Rogers Center. A's and the Rays at the Trop. Hour later in the 6 o'clock hour will be the Rangers hosting the Houston Astros. Battle for the Lone Star State. And then the A's will be in the Oco tonight. They will host the Royals. That will get underway around 8:05 our time. Our scoreboard is brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
This is the Pepsi that's got a date with your taste buds. We're talking 1,000 bubbles dancing a two-step with you and 2 tacos at 2 a.m.
Order number 83? Come on, you're up.
This is the Pepsi that has mastered the art of the late-night munchies and is always down to dig into some deep dish.
Hey, we don't do deep dish, capiche?
Try telling that to Chicago. This is the Pepsi for po' boys, pulled pork sliders, and the godfather of all sandwiches, the Godfather. This is the Pepsi for street carts, anything a la carte, and is dying to make the leap into your grocery cart. Come on, take us home with you. This is the Pepsi for those who are forever fun. This is the Pepsi for every generation.
The time is now, and the place to go is Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service for their annual model clearance sale of Jayco RVs and fifth wheels. This is your year to travel the countryside, and what better way with your Jayco RV from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. And to put you on the road today, save 30% on their annual model clearance. Their savings are always the best on whatever model you select. Come see and take home your favorite today when you buy from Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service at 6102 East Highway 30 in Cheyenne, or go online to jollyrogersrvs.com.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Good game, boys. You showed some real fight. Like when Wachowski put that hit on our own mascot. Solid work, son. Okay, Friday was for football, but Tuesday is for tacos. Taco Tuesday at Taco John's. It's a sacred holiday where we eat tacos repeatedly until I get full.
Save big every Taco Tuesday with crispy beef tacos for just 99 cents.
Get some rest, boys, because come Taco Tuesday, we olay the day.
Olay the Day at Taco John's.
According to the latest Rate Watch report, First Year Bank offers the highest annual percentage yield in the Cheyenne market for 12, 18, 24, 36, 48, and 60-month CDs. Their friendly staff is ready to answer any questions and help you open or renew your certificate of deposit. Give Carol, Caitlin, or Deb a call today at 307-632-3500. First Tier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 85. And for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 50. On Friday, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 50.
Here, the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It's time now to talk to the Breen Machine. He'll Breen back with us, and it's good to have the coach back. We haven't talked to him in a while, and I know why we haven't talked to him in a while. He's been around. You've had a revolving zip code. One day it's west, one day it's east, one day it's south, one day it's north. You have been all over the contiguous 48 U.S. states, including British Columbia as well, huh?
Yeah, I've been around. Recruiting, that's kind of the way she goes when you're building a team. And I was out in Vancouver a couple times up north there, northwest, and I've been up to Chicago. I've been to Detroit, Vegas, you name it. I've been there.
Let me ask you.
You went to Vegas to find hockey players? Is that a thing now?
Actually, that's coming up, but I was down there. And
what are you looking for when you were out there on the recruiting trail? And again, are you visiting high school? What are you looking for?
Well, I have great people that I work with. Every year that I coach, I work with good people. You call them bird dogs, you call them scouts, whatever you want to call them. And what I like to do when I go out to Vancouver is schedule things outside of just the showcase that I'm there to watch. A lot of times they have showcases where kids are trying to get a junior opportunity, so I'll attend those. But when you go to a place like Vancouver, there's a rink, within 50 miles of each other. I mean, less than that. There's a rink everywhere. And so I try to schedule things that my scouts set up so I can go and watch a kid take a lesson skating-wise or do some power skating, stuff like that, and get a real good sense of the hockey players that are available to us.
So with this being your first full season, at least now with off-season and everything with the Cheyenne Stampede, making those trips, including Vancouver, but are we seeing, again, pitching Cheyenne Stampede, especially with the season that was last year, as much as we all want to forget about it, but are we seeing, on your standpoint, without getting too much into detail, but difficulties trying to pitch Cheyenne, or again, social media of, hey, we can see what Stampede did record-wise. Are we showing difficulties right now, kids kind of pushing away, or are we going, hey, it's my team, this is under me, that last year team was not a part of me, this is what I believe in, and kids are going, I'll take a look.
Yeah, no, a lot of, it's been a lot of positive reactions, to be honest with you. I mean, in our business, teams go through the nightmare seasons and new coaches come in, and you're building your brand on sort of, the Breener brand of hockey and the club itself with all the amenities we have here for players and the strength of ownership and things like that. It's really more everybody's excited that there's opportunities versus dwelling on the past.
That was
strength of
that
ownership.
was then, this is now. So the player that you are looking for right now, and again, I think if there was 10 Alexander Ovechkins out there, you're on them like a rash.
Yeah.
But again, tell me the player that you are going after right now and are those kids? Are you seeing those kids?
Yeah, we're building our brand on that hard-nosed player mentality. That's what our fans like to see. So we're looking for those 200-foot players that aren't afraid to, get in the dirty areas. Obviously, we're looking for the guys that can score too. We'll have a few of those. You got to have them on every team. I mean, you look at some of the lineups now in with Vegas and with with the Caps. They have that nice mix of offensive players and hard-nosed players, and that always, results in playoff success.
In baseball, you look at when you build a team through a catcher, pitcher, shortstop, second baseman, center fielder, and then you fill in the gaps.
Yep.
Do you start netminder and then you work your way forward? How does building a program together?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, really, goaltending plays a big part of it. Your decor and your goaltending is a big emphasis. I like to build my teams from the goaltender out if I can. And sometimes on the recruiting trail, it doesn't happen that way. You sort of acquire guys on the offensive side of things, and you work backwards. So ideally, yeah, we're building out from our goaltending out. We got a returner from last year, Danny Yockey, who's going to be an awesome goaltender this year in this league. We're excited to have him back, and we got some more returners coming back that we're very excited about on the decor, and some new faces that the fans are going to love to see.
What does it look like for, as we are in the off season, but for you, again, a lot of these players don't have you're kind of in that special position where you don't have local kids here to kind of work with off season routines or anything like that. Even around this area, we don't really have an ice rink where some countries might do, or some other areas still might have that availability. But for you, is that kind of a tall task as well, of trying to set up workout routines, trying to get them of, hey, I need you to hit weights, but you're over here in Finland, so I got to go off of your word. Is that something where that's also too kind of a difficulty of trying to get your kids kind of ready for the season?
Yeah, no, we have a great workout set up on, that our guys can access online. So, the monitoring of that can sometimes be a challenge, especially with all the camps the kids are doing to stay in shape and things like that. But, yeah, we definitely leave it up to them. When they come back at training camp, we expect them to be ready to go.
Is that something where you can notice just right off the first day of the ice where
absolutely
you didn't listen to me, and here's the price you got to pay?
A few too many sodas, if you know
what I mean. What are you looking at from a goaltender? Are you looking at somebody that is a great bench presser, or is it somebody that's strong in the legs? Because, again, I'm seeing, especially as watching the Stanley Cup Finals right now, and both netminders for both Vegas as well as Capitals. I mean, these guys are almost elastic, how they move, but also, too, I mean, they're taking shot after shot, and they're padded up, I understand that, but these guys are pretty strong underneath as well.
Absolutely. The big emphasis is on the lower half, your quadricep groups, the muscles in your legs, and your core. Your core really kind of defines you as an athlete in today's game in hockey. So a goaltender needs to be, explosive in their lower half, including their core, so that they can handle, shot after shot and get across that 6-foot span.
We look at you on the trail right now. When are we expecting total commitments from youngsters, or have you received commitments already?
Yeah, we're getting them in slowly now. I mean, right now, the goal for us is to develop hockey players, right? So, a big goal for our guys as they move along are to get it up into the higher leagues and so on. So right now, some of those camps are starting to wrap up, and we're going to start to see a lot more of those commitments rolling in.
Is there a deadline? At least, is there kind of a set where, once this date's passed, you can't come with us, we're kind of in it? Or do you have that kind of availability, or at least an option with the Stampede of going, there's understandably, traveling from Russia or trying to get back to the States or something like that, where kind of like a walk-on situation where it's early into the season, but yeah, absolutely, you can join the Stampede.
Yeah, there's not really a deadline necessarily. I mean, we have the flexibility in our league to negotiate and acquire.
There's a time where you like them, but it's not strict.
You're right.
There's not a drop dead date.
No, because you want to keep your door open for some of those players that are on the bubble for the leagues that are just above us. So sometimes it takes you have to be patient and with some of those guys and keep following up on phone calls and emails, and it's a process, and sometimes it takes a little longer than you'd want.
And the thing that's happening here, and I'm glad Nick brought that up, because we're pretty much getting close to opening the doors. It may be June 7th today, but August will be here before we know it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's exciting.
So when is our official first day that we start going to work here?
Well, we haven't officially selected a date, but it's going to be late August. a weekend in late August with a week to work with. We've deemed that Hell Week at times. We've deemed that training camp. You can call it what you want, but we'll get the boys together and see what they can do, and kind of teach them to break the ice a little bit and work together through some adversity.
Now, you bring in the total amount of kids, or do you bring in kids that possibly will be packing their bag after Hell Week?
Yeah, there's a combination of the two. We'd like to have 31 guys here, for training camp, possibly more to get started, because, there's always that opportunity to make some tough decisions, before the preseason gets underway. And then there's always decisions to make through the preseason. Sometimes just having guys play against your guys isn't the way to go. You're going to have to see them against another club, with some older guys, and see what they can do.
Give us a definition of at least without getting away trade secrets or how the Stampede run, but what is Hell Week, kind of just as a description? If you've never been part of a hockey practice or anything, what is that like, though? At least what these kids have to go through, at least during that time.
Yeah, it's a lot of on ice attention, a lot of work to see sort of what their elite levels are. How fast are they across the ice? How good are they backwards skating? What's their shot look like? How good at decision making are they under pressure? Those kind of things are happening on the ice, and then off the ice, we're challenging their bodies to see how they respond to that, and get them doing a lot of group activities, teamwork type stuff to see how they operate inside a team. It's a lot like a Navy SEALs kind of thing. Obviously, it's not as grueling and treacherous and things like that, but we really want to see sort of what their limits are, because that can kind of tell, how far you can take these guys and how much they'll work together and how they handle stress.
Granted, if you take up the Navy SEALs mentality, or at least that tactics, that'd be a one pretty good team, I would assume. At least that'd be a team that would be pretty aggressive on ice, at least. Probably getting in a little bit of fights, probably too, but
that's the goal. I mean, we don't get me wrong. I don't want to be known as a team that just fights all the time.
Just does nothing but brutally. Penalty box. Right. You can't win a lot of games when you're playing shorthanded.
No, but we do want to make sure that our guys are coming in and they're playing without fear and being smart about their hockey, but also putting a good product forward for our fans.
We're talking with Neil Breen, head coach of the Cheyenne Stampede. We're going to take a time out. We're going to come back, and we're going to continue our conversation with him as we look ahead towards the 2018-19 season for the Cheyenne Stampede. Wow, it's hot enough out there to fry chicken. Summer's coming, so now's the time to find ways to beat the heat, and Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue, is the best place to go to get cool. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, which provides complete air conditioning, installation, inspection, and repair services, is offering its air conditioning inspections for just $98. So beat the heat right now by calling Marv's Plumbing and Heating today at 316-7634. That's 316-7634.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned, full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy, we'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast. Only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Do you have a big remodeling project in mind? Then the best tool for you is a home equity line of credit from Platte Valley Bank. Whether you are remodeling, making home repairs, or expanding, a home equity line of credit can help you finish that project. Stop in and we'll show you the hidden value in your home with a home equity line of credit from Platte Valley Bank.
Some restrictions may apply, subject to credit approval. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
in hour number 2, we get a chance to talk Stampede hockey, and we'll also chat with him a little bit about especially the NHL playoffs. Maybe he's got his eye on the pulse down there with the Colorado Eagles too, as they're knotted up with the Florida Everblades.
Yeah.
Real quick, update me on a baseball score between the Mustangs.
10-4, Mustangs leading, heading into the bottom of the 7th. No out so far, but again, 6-run league.
Hey, it looks like it's going to be a sweet day here for the Cheyenne teams. That sounds good.
But yeah, we'll get to at least Stanley Cup final, because also too it is Thursday, and we do have our Throwback Thursday segment as well too, which will tie in with the Stanley Cup final, where it's bad news, but I'll still mention looking into the past of how the Stanley Cup finals work.
Coach, and we had a nice little discussion, and believe it or not, when you got 2 minutes of a break, you can get a lot of things accomplished in 2 minutes, but the kind of kid, or I should say young man, because again, these are 16 to 20-year-old young men that are coming to perform here in Cheyenne. Tell me that type of person you are looking for. And again, it's not just what they bring on the ice, it's the whole total package, as they say.
Absolutely. I mean, we do, as a club, we pride ourselves in getting involved in the community, so we want our guys to have a lot of integrity and have that sense of community when they're here right away. And I think that plays a big role into what happens on the ice when you have that, as we said before, you have that hard hat and lunch pail type of guy. Those are the types of guys that we really look for, because you're going to get the best out of them on and off the ice.
Is that information though that is kind of hard to come by? Is that something where you have to just kind of go off of, you can tell off of just kind of character value when you talk with them, or is it something where, hey, you just kind of do deep research of, oh, this team was out in the community, you see it on Facebook or whatever, or talk with the coach of, yeah, we do this in Vancouver or Vegas or wherever. Is that something that is easy to come by, at least information?
It's not, the information necessarily isn't easy to come by. It's sort of what your process is like when you're recruiting. What kind of conversations are you having with the kid and the family? How you ask them how they're doing in school, and you kind of get a sense when you're talking to these guys before you make a decision on them to help with those decisions. You see their body of work on the ice, and you want to make sure that translates to what they're doing off the ice. So yeah, that's not necessarily easy to come by, but if you do the right kind of digging, you can find them.
The season last year, again, one of those that we're glad to forget. And again, as you came in, coach after coach after coach, and finally stability. I think that's one of the things, too, that when you're out recruiting right now, hey, I am the man in charge, and I think that helps out a little bit, too, when you're talking to these young men or getting that opportunity to see them perform in these classics.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. I mean, like you said, we want to forget about last year, but we don't want to forget completely. We had some good players that definitely, I think, learned a lot of lessons. How hard it is to play against 19 and 20-year-old players, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned. Not just in what's coming, but certainly.
But this is a proud franchise here in Cheyenne. Again, it has withstood the test of time. So when you're going out, it's not like I'm selling a first-year, second-year team. You're selling a franchise that draws fans, win or lose, and again. It plays hockey the way it should be. Like you said, bring your lunch bucket to the game, and that's how we're going to play.
Absolutely. I mean, I think this league, and I think especially this club, has done a great job. Obviously editing out last year. I mean, even with last year, with our club being nominated as Business of the Year through the Chamber of Commerce, it shows that and our fan base, we're actually third in the league. We got those numbers reported at the league meeting. We're third in the league, and we're at the bottom as far as per capita, as far as fans go, but we're ranked third in the league for attendance. So that says a lot about what our club can do and how much support we have from our fans and from the city.
So came up short on the Best Business Award, but did come up at least number one, at least with Community Service Award, though.
Excuse me, Community Service. I misspoke.
You're fine.
No, again, too, looking at the team here as we look ahead towards 2018, 2019, there's always changes and rule changes, which obviously you have to be in tune to. ownership has to be up to date, and obviously, with GM.
There is a new team, or at least it's a revitalization of the Colorado Junior Eagles, as they'll be the Northern Colorado Eagles in Greeley now. So there is a change.
Like with Mark Lance also being on, I think he's on the board, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Yep.
So again, what things have been handed down to you that you have to be aware of that will be changed? I mean, the game is still the game, but there's always little subtle changes that happen on the ice.
Yeah, there was one that I was really happy to see change. There's on coincidental penalties. So let's just say a rough, they throw two guys in the box at the same time for a roughing. In the past, we were doing a straight 4-on-4 after that instead of keeping it 5-on-5, and it confused everybody. So and especially me, I got real heated about that quite a few times. And that's been changed to be based straight up 5-on-5 hockey. So that's exciting because you get to see more of an exciting brand of hockey on coincidental penalties, and it'll roughen the game up a little bit more too for our fans, which is nice.
You mentioned too, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but again, looking at this league, this is one of the better leagues here west, you could say, in the United States, because it is an older league for 19, 20-year-olds. This is a great place to come and hopefully move on to that next level. But again, you go up and down the league, whether you go Casper, whether you go to Greeley now,
Ogden, where we want to at least talk about that.
Salt Lake City.
Ogden will be also two hosts of the at least finals as well too this season. So,
but again, a lot of hard-nosed hockey, and again, a lot of the future can be found in this part of the world.
Absolutely. I mean, this last year the league, we put a couple guys onto Division I hockey, which is great. I mean, every year we seem to move more and more guys onto that NCAA Division I caliber of hockey. We had quite a few guys move on to Division III NCAA, which is really exciting. Then, of course, there's a lot of great ACHA programs out there that our guys are moving on to. So every year we get better at moving guys on. And this division, as you mentioned, in Ogden and Salt Lake City and some of these, and the Colorado teams, we'll have new teams joining as well this year. It's this division, the Mountain Division, is the strongest, and like you said, it's a little more rough and tumble. So we're pretty lucky in this area to have this brand of hockey.
I'm going to go one more step here, Nick. Why is hockey popular? Why is it so popular out in this part of the world?
I think hockey is a blue collar game, to be honest, and we're a blue collar area. I mean, you see guys out there working hard. And there's a lot of rough stuff, which is, I think, just sort of suits the brand of folks that we have living around here. We like our rodeos here, we like our bare knuckle fighting, we like our mixed martial arts here. So hockey, I think, just fits right up in there.
We won't mention that bare knuckle word ever again on this show. But anyway, and also too, it seems like it's popular out here because also too, it snows and ice is over for about 8 months of the year out in this part of the world. But anyways, I would be remiss as well too to talk a little bit, as we are in the off season, but as we're getting those kids into town. Billet families, as always looking for that one. Just talk about, for those folks who might have been curious, heard that word or term, of where this is an opportunity for at least fans of the team, or again families, to kind of help out the Cheyenne Stampede in their own way.
Absolutely. We're always looking for new families to join our team. It's a great experience, especially if you have kids in sports. You have a spare bedroom with a bed. It's a great opportunity to see a lot of hockey at a discounted rate, and also to have a young leader in your house helping out with the family duties and things like that. And not to mention, you get some money on top of that to help obviously pay for food and things like that. And our current billet families have found that it's a great experience for everybody.
And also, too, you can get that information on the website, too, because I think, a little bit of, you want to read through it just to make sure if you really want to be a billet family. And, of course, the Cheyenne Stampede wants to make sure that they are putting kids in nice homes as well. Looking ahead here towards the Stanley Cup final, which is going to be Game 5 tonight, but I also want to go down south here with the Colorado-Florida Everblades series. Things like this, especially this series between the Everblades and with the Eagles out of Loveland, Fort Collins. The question is, though, I mean, this just only can help you and the other coaches around the division get kids to come out here and play.
Absolutely, it does help. Having a good brand of hockey nearby always helps in a recruiting situation because it draws immediate attention to the area. You know, when you mention that an American League team is only 45 minutes, not even, when it's like a half an hour away, that's a draw to a lot of kids. They like to be around higher-end clubs like that.
And also, too, they switch over next year with the San Antonio franchise moving into the Loveland, Fort Collins area. So, again, they're going to be in the Budweiser Event Center. And then they become the AAA affiliate of the Colorado Avalanche. And, again, a lot of these kids that are skating right now may have those stars in their eyes where they want to move on to that particular level.
Absolutely. I mean, Colorado's always been sort of at the forefront of hockey. I mean, they have USA Hockey right there in Colorado Springs, and so there's just a ton of hockey around there, and the more hockey there is around there, the more hockey becomes important in the surrounding areas like here in Cheyenne and the other mountain towns.
And I know you want to go to the NHL, right? Or you want to stay with
Well, I'll stay on the ECHL or at least with minor league hockey, but for you as a coach, as we kind of the theme with the Stampede, at least with this team, is you want to advance them on to bigger and better things, whether it is minor league or D1 or whatever. Just get them, up in the ranks of at least in hockey. But is that something where having that team kind of close-knit by, not saying you have direct contact with the Colorado Eagles, but where you can kind of go, hey, if Stampede are successful, we have these kind of stud talents here. Hey, Colorado Eagles, we have these players, maybe to kind of push elbows and go, maybe someone to look at in the draft coming up, or someone to bring a part of that Colorado Avalanche, minor league system.
Yeah, I mean, from our league, it's a pretty big jump to the American League, but the East Coast Hockey League is not quite as much of a jump. So those are some realistic paths for some of our higher end talent out of this league, which has happened many times. We've had quite a few elite players come out of this league and end up playing pro in the East Coast Hockey League or in the the Southern Professional League down there as well.
All right, so at least now we'll move from minor league hockey, move over to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Where you're wearing the Vegas Golden Knights jersey, which
I have
could you be wearing it for the last time today?
Superstition.
But Coach will know.
Superstition won't let me say.
Coach knows more.
I won't say a damn thing about it. But again, you know what my allegiance is to, and I can only hope for one thing coming up tonight, and it is a T-Mobile. Again, it was a team that got introduced. I was a part of this team from its inception. I love it. So
I think a lot of real hockey people really enjoy the success of the team because of all of its historical markers and just the fact that this expansion team has done so well is exciting for hockey players because it kind of shows in a small way that hey, you don't get a chance here with some of these other clubs. You get another chance with this team, and wow, look at what happened.
Especially from the past couple of weeks that I have been around, at least out and about, especially here in the city of Cheyenne, especially here where we don't have a team. It's either the Avalanche or you're just kind of floating there. But it seems like what Vegas has done is brought out people who were not fans of hockey and kind of brought eyes to the kind of sport of going, wow, they're doing a lot of great things. This is something I should be interested in. But a question I want to ask for you, Coach, is as we were watching this finals, what is Washington doing better that the Vegas Golden Knights are just lacking right now? I could give my opinion, but for you, again, who's been around the sport, played it for many years, what is Washington doing very correctly that Vegas is just not seeing right
Coach,
now?
I can answer that. They're putting more biscuits in the basket.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of it. Their production has definitely been a little bit stronger. And I also think they sort of gave Vegas a brand of their own hockey. Vegas has been coming on strong wave after wave. They got 4 lines deep. But the top end of Washington is just so strong that they can roll 3 lines and keep the high-end talent and with production out versus those 4 lines of depth and be successful.
Continue off of that. What does Vegas need to do coming up in this game or the rest of the series? Because now, again, it's a must-win for Vegas throughout. What do they need to do? What do they need to change in order to right that ship and potentially bring a cup to Las Vegas?
Yeah, I think Marc-Andre Fleury's got to be on his game. He's definitely been on his game all throughout the playoffs, but I think there's some second efforts maybe he can get a little better on. Granted, his decor, didn't really bail him out the last couple of games as they have in the past. They need to block a lot more shots. They need to get in front of some of these shooters that Washington keeps throwing at them. And the one thing they're going to have to learn to do too is shut down that 1-3-1 power play. I mean, when you got Ovechkin on the dot firing clap bombs at the net on a regular basis, that's going to rattle any goaltender.
Well, you look back at Game 4 too, especially with the Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, it's almost like they threw all the arsenal out in about that first 5-6 minutes, and then they were done.
Yeah. I mean, there's
you've seen that though. I mean, again, we can go back again. You can kind of correlate to some of the games that you had this year. Kids come out strong, and then all of a sudden, it's like if it doesn't get inside the pipes.
Is that just inexperience on behalf of that team? Is it just jitters? Again, first time being it.
It could be. I mean, some of it's experience. I think some of it is excellent coaching. I mean, I think if you look at the brand, Vegas plays a very simple brand of hockey: clear pucks out, get pucks in, get on the body. Whereas Washington can make a lot smarter plays coming out of their zone and set themselves up on odd man rushes a little bit more often than the Vegas club can. So it's a mixture of all the things I think that you guys are talking about.
And in your opinion, who's more of the surprise? Washington getting to this final round or Vegas? Who's more of the surprise?
I think Vegas would be more of the surprise. If you look at just the raw data, they've sort of proved everybody wrong, and their slogan now is welcome to the impossible, right?
Yeah.
And Marchessault was quoted on saying, look, we've sort of done things that are impossible up until this point, and our mentality's got to be the same going into tonight. So
they are the golden misfits, as they've been kind of referring to themselves.
Right.
Again, it is a team that has done the impossible, that is looking to do the impossible, as it kind of ties into, don't want to take away from you, Coach, but our Throwback Thursday segment.
Do we want to keep Coach in there for this as well?
It'll be quick because it's just a quick little statement of, with the Stanley Cup Finals, that a team that has gone down 3-1 in a series has never won the Stanley Cup championship. They have never come from behind. They have never done it. So
it probably won't happen tonight either.
I don't want to hear that. Don't bring that negativity here.
I'm just saying, I'm realistic.
Well, you could throw another stat in there, which is I don't know if you have it there. Washington Capitals on the road haven't been too good.
Yeah, they have struggled a bit, but tonight is the telltale of if Vegas, that crowd's going to be in it.
I'm just trying to make you feel better, buddy.
It's really tough.
I think Vegas.
This is kind of cherry though for me. Again, if I want to go off the cuff right now, as a fan of this team, seeing from the inception, being out there again, where I remember where this team didn't even have a name. We didn't even know what it was going to be called, let alone here we are in the Stanley Cup Final. This is all cherry for me as a fan of. This is phenomenal.
Well, the season though, I mean, the postseason for the Capitals switched after being down 2-0 to Columbus, the Blue Jackets. And then they have been a team on the mission ever since. So, again, they've never won the Stanley Cup. Obviously, Vegas, being its first year, has never won the Stanley Cup. So, obviously, something's got to give. Capitals have been just beaten up throughout their entire career in the National Hockey League as almost. I mean, they are a team of almost. And this is a year probably they'll get it done.
I feel pretty strongly that it's definitely a possibility. I think I would love to see Ovechkin get a cup before he retires. That's something he hasn't done. So that's something that we also can't forget to mention. I know you did.
I'm not going to at all. But I do want to correct myself though on at least with the Stanley Cup Final. There has been one team that did it back in the year 1942. I'll give you the chance right now to guess the teams that were in that Stanley Cup Final. 1942, where it was the first and only time that a team down. At least they overcame a 3-0 deficit to win the Stanley Cup Final. But who was competing in 1942?
I'm going to say the New York Rangers and Toronto Maple Leafs.
All right, you got Toronto. Ooh. That's correct.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to go with Boston Bruins.
No, it's Detroit. So your winner was the Maple Leafs, and the Red Wings were the loser that blew the 3-0 deficit in the 1942 Stanley Cup Final. So there has been a team that has done it, but it was 3-0. But, again, right now Vegas looking to be that team of the impossible.
And again, I would venture to say tonight, like you said, I think everything, throw out the odds against you winning it all, but you're going to be on home ice tonight. The crowd has been there all season long for you. Again, what Vegas is, I think they've had, one other time or two other times where they lost 3 in a row?
They've had it a few, but their losing streak has never gone farther than 3.
So I think tonight they snap it. Do they send it back to Washington for a Game 6? Absolutely. I think that, and there's a very good possibility. I doubt it, though. This thing still has the makings of 7. But I'm a realistic guy. I think it's going to end in 6 in Washington.
I hope it goes to 7. I think that'd be exciting. But we didn't mention also that Carlson's back tonight.
He will be. Again, they're getting a lot of pieces back. They just got back Tatar. Again, Carlson should, or at least he will be back. So, again, at least getting healthy, getting those pieces back. But, again, opinion on what is going to happen this series, I'm not going to say anything. Again, that's why I got this ridiculous beard on as well, too. It's all superstition. You know where I'm going. I can only hope for one thing. Go Knights, go.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. Coach, thank you again for coming in.
Thanks,
we're going to catch up with you again throughout the course of the summer and get ready for the Hell Week when that opens up here in August for the Cheyenne Stampede. Neil Breen, join us here on 1480 Carry. Back after these words.
Is your teenager ready to drive?
Come on, Mom. Let's go.
Sorry, you're not ready to drive yet.
What? Come on.
You need to complete a driver's ed class first.
The Wyoming-Montana Safety Council offers a complete driver's education program taught by Tim Woodard, former Laramie County School District's driver's ed teacher. Classes are starting soon. Please call 635-4592 to sign up or go to wmsafetycouncil.org. Wyoming-Montana Safety Council. Think safe. Live safe.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
John Mason here for Lincoln Way Liquor. I want to thank Cheyenne for helping us grow during our first year of business. We have over 5,000 new customers in our database in just 13 months. Our customers love our low prices, free ice, 2% credit for future purchases, and some really friendly service. And we always have 16 weekly specials on beer, wine, and liquor. We ask you to compare Lincoln Way Liquor, 2825 East Lincoln Way. We're not the largest, but we might just be the best.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 K-Ray.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with a possible thunderstorm in the afternoon with highs around 85. And for tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 50. On Friday, it'll be mostly cloudy with highs around 84. And on Friday night, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 50.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 K-Ray.
As our afternoon is slipping by, and
as it's rolling by,
well, it's slipping by here because it's
Limp Bizkit rolling again.
No, rolling by. Okay, sorry. Well, the good news.
I give you the cue, and you
I know. I'm paying attention to something else here right now.
You don't pay attention to anything.
Again,
I have a score update too.
That's what I wanted to hear from you. We got baseball action from the Cherry Creek Classic. We got one already in the books as a winner today, that being the Post 6 squad. How did the Mustangs end up today?
They won as well. They got the 10-7 victory, so they are 25-1 on the season. So both teams from Cheyenne victorious down in the Denver Cherry Creek tournament right now coming up. Again, they're both in pool play. So right now, again, both will get in action. I do believe, without having my notes here in front of me, Post 6 will have a doubleheader coming up tomorrow. Same with also, too, with the Cheyenne Mustangs. They will be at least have a doubleheader as well.
Let's see, Mustangs tomorrow will have, I have this in front of me here, the Colorado Aces. They will play at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Oh, I'm venturing to say that both the Sixers and the Mustangs, we know the Mustangs are staying down, but I assume the Sixers are staying there too.
Didn't Ty say they were having a chance to come back up and sleep in their own beds or something? Or
I don't recall.
I think their games tomorrow are 11 and 2, so they got kind of that mid-morning, afternoon.
Well, one's at 9 o'clock here for the
and they already played earlier
Mustangs.
Today at 9, so.
And they will play in Lafayette, and then looks like they say here at 11:30 p.m. I don't think they're going to be playing at 11:30 p.m. I would assume they're going to play right back-to-back against the Colorado Rough Riders.
Are you sure that's not AM?
Says PM right there, pal. I don't think they're going to be playing in the PM.
No, not that late.
No, not 11:30. So anyway, congratulations to both the Sixers and to the Mustangs, 1-0 in this tournament. And
again, making Cheyenne on the map right now. Again, these Denver teams were, again, we talked with both of, coming into it, you have to have that little chip on the shoulder of, they play baseball up in Wyoming. Well, they're showing right now, absolutely we do, and we get it done and get victories. So right now, again, day one of the Cherry Creek Classic, 2-0 right now for the Cheyenne teams down there in the Denver metro area.
All right, so New England Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman is now facing a 4-game suspension for violating the NFL's policy on performance-enhancing substances, according to league sources. Suspension is currently under appeal as Edelman has taken, this is what he said, he's taken literally hundreds of tests and has not tested positive before. If he were suspended for the 4 games, you ready for this one, he will forfeit $470,588.
A drop in the bucket for him.
And base salary. The Patriots' first 4 games are against Houston, at Jacksonville, at Detroit, home against Miami. Edelman, who has been a regular participant in the team's offseason program, OTAs, and minicamp, is returning from an ACL tear during the 2017 preseason that forced him to miss the entire season. He turned 32 years old last month and is entering his 10th season in the National Football League. Can you believe that?
Do you know how to read?
Yes, I do. I read fast.
Oh, yeah, apparently, because you stumble over everything. But, again, for Edelman, dropping the pan for him. And
I stumble over everything. Wait a minute here, pal.
Don't even go there.
Yeah, you don't even want to go there and ad-libbing. I
need to mute?
I hear your questions that you ask.
You want to go off of your questions? You want to, again, I'll pull up everything.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll compare the two.
Any day on interviewing, pal.
Go right ahead. Again, I have that audio. I listen to it daily, unlike you. I do my research.
Okay,
and set up everything.
Go ahead. Anyway,
I know what I'm about.
Keep talking.
I am. I continue on, and again with Julian Edelman, with that whole situation, again, it's for me kind of growing up in the steroid era of baseball. It's trickled into other sports. We know that. Again, we've seen it with even in biking with Lance Armstrong. We've seen it from basketball, from football. It's a situation where, go figure, no surprise, and again, what are going to be the repercussions, if anything at all? We'll certainly see. Again, with the NFL of how they kind of deal with appeals and everything, hey, go play on the field and we'll figure out and probably give you 1-game suspension, which then we'll clear out and just go, who cares? Again, they need you on the field, so we don't really need we're not going to suspend you. Again, we know how the NFL operates. They're not going to do anything. They're going to roll over and die and just go, it's a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again and have fun. Get paid.
All
right? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
What we saw last year with Ezekiel Elliott. He appealed. All right, we set up a suspension. We're not going to do that. Just go play. Who cares?
We'll see what happens. Philadelphia 76ers president of basketball operations, Brian Colangelo, resigned effective immediately after his wife admitted to operating Twitter accounts that criticized team members and propped up Colangelo, the team announced today.
This is old news. This was like last week.
Well, no, it's official.
Well, I mean that, but the Twitter, again, it was a whole situation where they're making fake accounts. And
well, Sixers coach Brett Brown will oversee basketball operations on an interim basis. Colangelo's wife, Barbara Bottini, admitted to establishing and operating the accounts, and an investigation by law firm Paul, Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton, Garrison, LLP, found forensic evidence to corroborate
Forensic
evidence to corroborate her admissions.
Wow. Top rating Twitter accounts. You got to go forensic. Who cares?
I mean, are you kidding me?
I don't know. It's just who cares?
This is
all it does is disrupt the process there in Philadelphia, if anything. But now LeBron will probably say, I'm not going to go out to Philadelphia now after that one.
Nothing's. It's amazing in the world of sports, or even in life in general. Nothing surprises me anymore. I mean, it even goes back. Think back to the day the L.A. Clippers had Donald Sterling when he was fooling around and the gal had everything recorded. I mean, come on. I mean, nothing surprises me anymore.
So again, that's something that's been going around for not even in the sports realm. That happens on just average Joe everyday life.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Again, we saw, even if you want to go on the celebrity route, again, who no bigger than infidelity than Tiger Woods. I mean, he was probably the biggest incident of that. And again, it is a situation, especially in the sports realm, with a lot of these stories where you're just immune. Well, nothing surprises you. Again, whether it's the Michigan State incident where, again, you have the molestation, or either, again, the Penn State issue with that as well, too. Again, you're not saying to take light of those situations, but it is. No. It just happens. So it's happening more frequently. Where
how about the basketball situation with Bettino and the guy in Arizona? I mean, it's like these guys are above the law. You and me do. This is what I really get really frustrated, and I'm not going to dwell on this here for the next 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But what bothers me is that we do something similar to that. You and me are wearing a jumpsuit. We're sitting in Laramie County Jail.
Yeah.
These guys think they are above the law. They can do this stuff, get away with it.
Well, I mean, in a way, though, they are idolized, and again, they are at least put at center attention, and wherever respective that they are. Not so much on the Michigan State incident, where again that was just it was thankfully that people kind of stood up and talked and spoke out against him. But again, whether it is the Penn State incident of years past, or also to Rick Pitino, or any kind of controversial thing, it is a situation where they are kind of in a situation where folks do idolize, do put them at a center of attention, put them at this kind of pedestal where you kind of almost build their ego into that they are untouchable. That, hey, I'm me. You're all watching me because of me.
And I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, essentially. Again, we saw that clearly with Rick Pitino in that whole thing with Louisville. Again, hey, I didn't know. It was the shoe companies. I didn't do anything. Don't blame me. I'm going to go look for another job.
It's a story that gets older and older each day. All right, we got to wrap things up here because I'm looking.
Before anything.
Well, no, I know we got coming up here again our last evening of our Golden Age of Radio Theater with Red Skelton ×2 from 8 until 9, and Suspense Theater from 9 until 10. The best of the 50s and 60s inside your radio, the music we grew up with together, coming up here in just a little bit, except for you because you weren't born at the time. But
I've been around. I know this library probably better than you.
You grew up with the music, though. I did.
I did. I mean, technically, I grew up with it in a way of where I was around it.
Okay. Whatever
again,
you say.
I probably know that library better than you.
Anyway, let's go on to
don't challenge my music knowledge.
You really? You don't want to go there.
Bring it.
All right, let's go on to this date in history.
This date in history, as it is June 7th, we'll go back to the year 1966. This team passed up on this player in a draft. Back in June 7th of 1966, this team passed up on this player in this draft.
June 7th, 1966. I would have
it's kind of a gimme, but
it's
at least on the draft part, but
it's not a gimme in draft. You don't tell me what draft it is. Is it baseball? Is it football? Is it basketball?
Think about it. When do teams have drafts? Or
well,
at least
basketball has their drafts in June. So does baseball. They have their drafts in June. So I'm going to go with baseball.
All right.
So
1966 baseball draft. You're right on that. What happened?
And this team passed on this player. 1966
for number 1 overall.
I'm going to say Reggie Jackson from Arizona State.
Can you read that?
No.
All right. So yes, it was Reggie Jackson. They who passed him up? What team?
because he ended up with Kansas City Athletics.
Who got drafted number 1 that year?
I don't know. I was just thinking.
All right, anyways, because we're at the top of the hour. I don't want to hear this. June 7th, 1966, the New York Mets pass up Reggie Jackson to draft Steve Chilcott, number 1.
Wow. And look what Reggie did, Hall of Famer throughout his career with Kansas City Athletics.
But didn't the Mets win a championship, though?
The amazing Mets of 1969.
Yeah, so, again, 3 years, so they could have won a lot more.
And Reggie won how many World Series in his lifetime? Well, he won 3 in a row with the A's from 72, 73, and 74.
Oh, but that team was stacked, too.
And he won with the Yankees, so,
again, Yankees, A's, both stacked teams, go figure.
Well, he's got a...
Would he have won that? Would he have won that many? Would he have won that many with the Mets?
No. Not even.
Exactly.
He would have left a lot earlier.
He had a lot of talent behind him.
All right, well, we got to wrap things up. We're back at it tomorrow. We have Chris in here tomorrow?
Nope.
No Chris Bolton tomorrow?
Well, I don't even know if we should even do a show. I don't know.
That's fine with me. I got plans.
No, Chris says he's got a family coming into town. So.
Okay, so, all right. Well, if we are here tomorrow, we're here from 3 until 5. If we're not here, we'll see you on Monday.
If anything, just another extended weekend to go maybe watch baseball down in Denver.
There you go. All right. With that all being said, for Nick Perotti, I'm Larry Perotti. We wrap up Wyoming